everyone's been asking me to do this keyboard. I actually went and bought one. So this is not sponsored, not nothing. This is strictly for you guys, which I haven't done in a long time just because, like, there's not a lot of stuff that I can buy in stock. Eave65. I forgot what color I got. Brand new box from Swag Keys. I got this thing in, like, DHL'd to me in like 3 days. It was absolutely nuts. This was $49.90. And I ordered a bunch of other stuff too. Like I ordered stabilizers, some accessories for like some lubricant. Everything came out to $78.40 with $38.76 of shipping. I can't accurately say how much this was going to be shipped to me. I would probably say this is probably still going to be $30 in shipping, I would assume, to Canada. But yeah, $38.76 for shipping. Not bad. Nothing like I didn't really plan on doing this. This was like literally people have been asking and begging for this. Let's quickly review the webpage. There's not really a lot we can look at, but I'm also just still shocked that this is $50. But here is the webpage. I think I got transparent. I'm pretty positive that's what I got. I wanted orange, but they're sold out. But they have a bunch of different colors here, so yeah, not a whole hell of a lot when it comes to like description. Actually, right here. Never mind. Fuck me. I didn't even notice this was here. But yeah, there we go. We have layouts, so pretty limited. It is a 1.2 mil PCB, which is I remember reading, but I mean, dude, I'm not going to complain about 1.2. I don't mind 1.2 mil PCBs. It's a 17.3 mil front height, which is fantastic. 7-degree typing angle. It's made of polycarbonate. Super cool. The updated 65 plus now includes a silicone weight. I don't know if I'll use that today. We'll see. Cool. Very, very cool. The orange would have been so cool, but it's okay. We're going to do transparent. I don't think I built one of these like plastic boards transparent wise yet, but $50. $50. I'm assuming the only option for this would be injection molded. If this was machined, I will eat a GMK box or something. I highly, highly doubt this is machined. I'm like 99% sure this is injection molded. All right, let's open this thing up. How do I open this? Wait, that's a sick box. Very pretty. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like, again, this is $50. I understand it's injection molded. There's a PCB in here, which is still throwing me off. I thought it was gonna be $50, plus you had to go buy a PCB. I almost feel like you're just buying a PCB at this point. Wow, I really like this unboxing experience so far. It's like simple. All right, so what do you get here for $50? You get a little build guide, or what is this? It's a little guide of some sort. We have a little daughter board, very, very tiny daughter board. No, it does come with the PCB. That's why I'm so confused. Like, it's like $50 and it comes with a PCB. I swear to God, most companies sell you the PCBs for $50. That's what's weird about it. So here's the PCB. Again, it's not very like option filled, but it has just enough to make sense. So we'll put this to the side as well. We have screws. I like that they gave us some little stab shims because this is a 1.2 mil PCB. That's a nice inclusion as well. Again, thoughtful for $50. We have our gaskets, and then we have some foam and silicone and stuff. And I guess the plate. And to clarify again, this is not sponsored. Okay? I bought this. I wanted to try this so badly because everyone kept hyping this board up. And then here is my transparent shell. So let's see this. I mean, I'm impressed with this already. I'm gonna put this back in the box. I don't think I need it. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna blow the Bower Light out of the water, but like price-wise, it's pretty crazy. Although shipping seems to be, for some people, they were reporting it's a little pricey. This is nice. All right. It's definitely not as chunky as the Bower Light, which I have a Bower Light right here, which we can show. Because I was typing on it today for that TikTok thing I made. So this is, the Bower Light's a bit more, I'd say overall, pretty. The Bower Light is a pretty board. I like the chunkiness of the Bower Light. I like the way the Bower Light handles some of its curves and the way the lighting goes through the Bower Light too. You know, this is still really pretty though. I can only imagine this looks great in orange as well. It says Eve here on the bottom here. This is the EC Bower Light though. So here is our side profile. Might be a bit difficult because this is the transparent version, so we'll probably have to build it first. Here's that side profile. We got that nice little arch, which again, I can't really do this justice because it's transparent. But dude, impressive, looks good. The whole unit looks great too. We have, it says Eve, and then it says designed by Kyodli. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It might be hard to focus on this. And I guess this is the silicone piece. We'll try with and without and stuff. I'm assuming it'll probably sound better with though. Give it some weight. 50 bucks. Got a nice little plastic board like this. So it's a white PCB, which I kind of appreciate because this will look good with the clear case as well. It does have some RGB on it, by the way. So some underglow if you guys care about that. It, yeah, probably will get disturbed a little bit by the silicone. We'll see, I suppose. I'm hoping the silicone does a good job of maybe even slightly diffusing it, but yeah, I mean, it seems like we have everything we want. It does have Kale sockets too. Kale sockets are fine. Although, again, Kale, please. This is the 15,000th time I'm begging you, Kale. Why did you change your design of your hot swap sockets? I know it's been years, and I keep bringing this up, but was there a need to change the design of them? Now you ruin everyone's desk pads with your stupid design. Can you please go back to the old design where you don't have these little metal tabs pricking everything? And if you guys are curious what I mean, please, Kale, do something about your problem and your mess. See these little extra metal bits that don't really need to be there? Yeah, those. They just pull at everything. Yeah, powered by VIA, so hopefully this loads up in VIA. So we have split backspace option, and then we have a stepped and regular caps. It is a fixed spacebar. I'm actually surprised they didn't go with additional spacebar options. I would have thought with the 65, they would have given us additional bottom row versus a split backspace. I'm not upset about this though. Again, dude, 50 bucks, I'm not complaining. When I buy keyboards and I want additional PCB, it's 50 bucks. With 50 bucks here, I get the whole kit. We have some longer plate tabs over here. It is made of polycarbonate, so should be a relatively flexy plate to go along with our 1.2mm PCB. We do have a small relief cut above the spacebar. Again, standard fare here. Kind of looks like this is gonna help align or like close some gaps in the keyboard too. This foam that's kind of like overflowing on the sides, which is interesting. All right, let's install the daughter board. It goes this way. All right, I'm assuming the thicker part of the gasket goes on the bottom here as per normal with these types of gaskets. Also, I really like how there's no mounting points under the plate. Kudos to the designer. I actually don't really find these gaskets too finicky. Yeah, they're not falling off with like some shakes either. Sometimes these things just pop right off and they're just like super irritating to use. I did buy mine, by the way, at the beginning of December, and it was shipped out pretty promptly after that. Like I said, I think it was December 10th, in case anyone's wondering. So that's just gonna sit there, and yeah, I guess I was right on that. This does close some of the gaps around the board. So that's what that foam is. I would almost say that perhaps having that mid piece of foam is kind of necessary. I do think so. Little tip too when you're building keyboards. I know I'm doing here and here, but try to cross screw or cross thread everything, or not cross thread. Do like a star pattern. It's just easier to get things in level and close properly when you do so. Also, other thing when you're doing plastic keyboards, don't go overboard with screwing in. I know these do have metal inserts, but the last thing you want to do is stress out the plastic and then cause it to snap somewhere. So, don't go overboard. Screw in. The moment you feel some sort of resistance, stop. You don't need to be a strongman doing this. I kind of like how this like makes it almost like a gradient too with the silicone. I'm kind of vibing with that. So here's the board almost built here when you put keycaps on. Does that change the side profile look? I would say so. You can see the foam sitting there. Actually, the foam got a little squished down on, I guess, the side of the case. So it's not perfect. If only the foam was white. Ooh, that would be nice too, huh? That would be nice. But it does look like the foam's getting caught in some of the injection molding like supports over here. Not a big deal though. So we're gonna unbox these too. So 65 USD for the base kit. The Tulip add-on, which we have here as well, is 13 bucks. And the numpad's $14, which makes this an effective, if you want all of this, it's 27, that'll be, what, under 100 bucks still? for double shot ABS. Yeah, these do look pretty crisp. Look at these legends. You can usually tell them like the backspace and the enter and stuff, but that's not bad. Yeah, they're pretty sharp. They look pretty consistent too. Even like the number sign, like the dollar sign there with that very slim line in between, it looks really good. Not bad, man. You can see the thickness is pretty good too. So I don't know how they're doing this. This could be pad printed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is pad printed or something. They look at, you can see they're slightly raised. Are these UV? Double shot dye sub? They're double shot dye sub? Oh, okay. It's just dye sub. So it's a PBT first shot. Interesting. But yeah, look how clean these are. These are nice. These are really nice. Okay, dude, that looks, let's take off this. That does look good. We're doing this with some cheese switches, which I have modded. Did a little 205G0 on these. We're using this Swg Keys new beige set, which is also double shot ABS. We're using just the mid piece of foam with the silicone on the bottom. And we are using Swg Keys stabilizers in case anyone's interested. It does have a slightly foamy sound signature. It is foamy, but it still has its character. I do feel like the board itself, I can probably easily replicate this in something a little bit more, expensive, just with a piece of foam and using long pole switches. The fact that this is $50 though is pretty crazy. Also, I have to say these keycaps feel really great. Honestly, man, these remind me a lot of GMK. I do want to try two things before we get off for the day. I'm very impressed with this whole package. There's nothing I would change. Nothing I would change. This to me is an instant cop if you're looking for something for work. This is also an instant cop if you want to give something like a present to someone, get them into the keyboard hobby. I want to see how a cherry switch feels, or sounds rather. Ooh, these keycaps are nice. So let's see how a cherry switch sounds in our spacebar department here. Here's a cherry switch, MX2A, fully modded. I kind of like the cherry mixed in with the cheese switches. Holy smokes. Let's try with the GMK spacebar to compare as well. Am I crazy insane? I have to go back and play back. They're so close. I still think GMK's a smidge brighter. Like ever so slightly brighter. But if you were to give me both of these, I wouldn't tell. I wouldn't be able to tell. Okay, there is a slight bit more bass that I'm already sensing out of the Swg Keys version. Not a bad thing though. I think this pairs really well with, this is probably going to pair really well with a lot of boards. I know some people are saying like the sound test without the silicone. We can try. Here, let's give it a quick go. I do think it looks cleaner with the silicone on the bottom, by the way, guys. I already don't like looking at this cable. I really don't like looking at it. So for me, right now, visually, the silicone looks better on the board. I mean, it still sounds really good. I still think I liked it better with the silicone. I really like this. Dude, this sounds good too, this configuration as well. For those wondering about PCB Flex with no silicone or anything, even though this is a 1.2 mil PCB case, I'm not feeling anything. There ain't nothing here. It's not a super crazy soft type, unless you're pushing very, very hard, you're gonna get some flex. Under normal typing circumstances, you ain't flexing this, dude. It is a super comfortable type. That low front height really helps this board's case. The 7-degree type angle is perfect. I usually actually prefer like a 6-degree personally, but if you just want something small, like a beater, something to bring to work, maybe something to game on that you don't care if like you hit something with it or drop something on it. I'm impressed, man. I'm liking this. This looks great. This turned out great. There's nothing I don't like about this. The presentation of the product being in a box with like easy to kind of just grab at things. Just it was just a good experience from top to bottom. It feels like they didn't cheap out on anything, you know? It feels like this whole experience, you're like for $50, you're just like, yeah, you know what? I got something fun to do. I give this this is a very solid recommendation. Damn, this is crazy. Love you guys, okay? Good night and sleep well. Bye-bye, guys.